Hi guys, it's Music Producer Book Club. This is a series where I talk about books that I've been reading as a producer. And yeah, let's get into it. First book I got on today's list is Celebrity Sold by Grant Cardone. How to Get Your Way in Business and in Life. It's a book I've actually owned for a while. I've had it since I was, I want to say like 17, 18. I had this book in my room. Honestly, like back then, I wasn't super into taking like a really direct approach to how I go about selling my products. Since I'm getting back into doing like direct sales for my beats, cold calling, cold DMs, and that type of nature. It's a good book if you're a person with a product or service and you're trying to get those sales, and you don't want to wait around for an advertisement to hit or anything like that. Like you're straight on a door-to-door vibe or whatever. But yeah, I had a recent shift in mentality, and it caused me to decide to reread the book and pick it up again and just brush up on my sales skills. And now the next book I have on this list is Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport. So I ended up reading like a digital copy of this one on my phone, which I had in my library actually for a while. Like it's just been sitting there in my Google Play books. What made me actually like start wanting to pick it up and see the principles that are in the book is, like it's a little bit of a mix of me being on my like personally just detoxing from social media over the last 2 months. Also, like I found an audiobook version and I started listening to it, and then I realized like 3 hours in that I could probably just finish the book like in an hour or two of just like focused reading. So I ended up like just speeding through the whole rest of the book, and then applying the principles, doing the digital detox, and then just trying to take what I can take and balancing not just social media, but like other aspects of digital life. Because I feel like these days technology is just like so ingrained in our day-to-day lives that a lot of people just end up getting consumed by noise. I like to call it noise. It's like all that random stuff that algorithms like to hit you with and stuff like that. So it's a really short book too, only 200 pages. Plus it's been a really good read in just having clarity in what I want to do as a music producer, less focus on things that are not as fruitful as what I want. So lately I've been more focused on just my loops list, making fire sample packs, and working on an album for sync placements. Also, I've been listening to his podcast lately. It's super fire. If you guys have the time, you should check it out. And like one thing I really want to say to artists who are like really trying to grind on this social media stuff is like you really need to take a look at your priorities and see what you can cut out and only be doing what's absolutely necessary, because this shit will consume you. Like you'll think you're on Instagram or TikTok and you'll see your screen time and you'll be on there for like 6 hours a day, but there's diminishing returns, you feel me? Like what were you doing in that 6 hours really? Like I know you weren't hitting people up. I know you don't have a million comments to reply to. I know you don't have a million DMs to respond to. You're just wasting time on there, you feel me? Like get your little hour in, get your little 2 hours in, and then dip, bro. Like go and make music, go and make new content, go and make shit that will inevitably be the reason people come to your page to begin with. Another good thing that I learned out this book is that people don't need to have 24/7 access to you all the time. Like it's not necessary for somebody to be able to reach you at a moment's notice. So just keep in mind like the people who you give that kind of access to. Like I'm not saying cut everyone off, and like the book goes in more into details about this, but like there's ways that you can have your focus, like do not disturb and focus modes and screen time, downtime, shit like that, where you can have it. So, your phone's, for one, like if you keep it around you, cause like at this point, bro, like if I need to focus on something, I'm turning my phone off and I'm just focusing on what I need to focus on. But like if you need that, then your phone has tools built in to help you. Your phone has tools to help you reclaim your sanity, boy. I think that's all on the digital minimalism front. So I'm gonna get into the next book, which is The Pocket Guide on High Ticket Selling. This is a fast read, a crucial read. It's a 12-phase script for sales that you can use and apply to basically any field or line of work. And you should be able to convert people into buyers using this method. That's the whole point of the book, is like to give you a quick little script. It's not a script. It's not like a script. It's like more like it's a framework. Because scripts don't work, guys. Like, you can't use a script unless it's for, like, scripts only work for YouTube videos, okay? And to be honest, I need to start scripting these videos. I highly recommend it to anybody who's trying to sell anything. I actually would recommend it over Grant Cardone's book because it's faster to read and it's quicker to get into action. And also, it's cheaper than Grant Cardone's book. I think I spent like $5 on this one. And I remember back in the day, I bought Grant Cardone's book for like $20. So yeah, check out this book. It's available on the Kindle shop for like $5 and you can't go wrong with it. All right, next book on the list is $100 Million Leads by Alex Hormozi. Now, truthfully, I bought this book when it came out back in like January, February time. And like, I don't know what it is with me in this book. I feel like there's a lot more information maybe than I needed. So that's why it took me a while to actually go through it. This book is a really good primer on how to get leads for your business. He breaks down like he breaks it down into 4 pillars, and I'm not gonna tell you the pillars, just read the book. Basically, like, it's these 4 different ways that you can use to collect leads for your business, and like everything else like falls into it. So like if you use Facebook ads, cold outreach, DMs, blah, 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 blah. Any of those methods would fall into one of the 4 categories. One thing I do want to note is I don't think it's necessarily going to help you if you're just making music. Like, I do think this is more towards people who are, a lot of these books actually are just more product orientated. But yeah, I don't really necessarily think it's all applicable to music, and that's why I probably like lagged out a little bit on finishing the book. But I just took a night, sped through it, like, you know, hour or 2 straight reading, and finished the book. And I'm glad I did, because one of the things I really learned in here is that, and this is like specifically pertaining to cold outreach, is that a lot of people don't see results doing cold outreach because a lot of people don't even do the bare minimum amount of cold outreach actually needed to see decent results. Like, people think like, oh, I send like 5 to 10 DMs a day of cold outreach, nobody's hitting me back. Like no, bruh. The bare minimum he recommends in this book is like 100 per platform. Like, you send 100 DMs a day minimum, and like you do that, and then yeah, you'll see some results. You feel me? Like, you just do that shit every single day. So now, like, I'm actually trying to apply these principles and just increase my outreach, and I'm already seeing good results. I've already seen new clients, new faces. There's a lot more than just cold outreach. That's just the method I'm using right now because it's the easiest way to get people to act immediately. The other methods might take more time, or they might take a monetary investment, but right now I have a lot of time, and cold outreach just works for me right now. So I'm gonna keep doing that till I find somebody to do it for me. And then the last book I got on this list is Feeling Good by, I think it's by Dr. Burns. I'm gonna have it right here. This book is about cognitive therapy and changing your mindset, which I literally didn't know there was a term for it until I had read this book. It was a really good read. I didn't finish it because I didn't feel like the book was really for me. And it's not because I have like the most positive mindset in the world. I feel like this book is really useful for people who have more serious like mindset problems than me. I feel like really this book is super aimed towards people who are depressed and stuff like that and have constant negative thoughts on a day-to-day basis. And I read it and I thought it was a good book for what it is. It's just not completely for me right now. And one more last thing I do want to include is that this book has a lot of like different exercises that you can use to evaluate your mental state, which I find to be useful. Yeah, it's a good read. It really is. I just didn't feel like finishing it because it's like talking to a therapist a little bit. I don't know. Like, it kind of just made me sit here like listening to him talk about how other people think negative. I feel like wasn't helping me change my mindset because my mindset was already like immediately countering a lot of the things that were popping up in the book. Yeah, I guess that means I feel good, and that's great. And that was Music Producer Book Club, and I'll see y'all next month.